866. We love Kathy Helbig. She's from the Kathy Helbig Group, kathyhelbiggroup.com. She's the KSDK real estate expert, and she joins us every Thursday. Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
Good morning.
Real estate is such an important topic each and every week. This week, you've got a list of things to keep the value of our home.
Yes, the top things that can affect your value in a negative way. And the first one is bad neighbors. So that's the first thing when we pull up sometimes to look at houses. The buyers are looking at the surrounding properties around it. So you've got to find a nice way to go over and tell your neighbors to keep up their yard or paint the front of their house or keep, their 15 kids from hanging out,
That is, around. It is so true, right? And if somebody is not keeping up their backyard, their front yard, it brings down
right.
your
You can take care of your house all you want, but if your neighbor's house looked terrible, then
maybe bring them some cookies or something and say
it's a tough situation to deal with, but it's one you have to deal with.
Or ring their doorbell and leave your lawnmower and just say, "I'll be back in a couple hours."
Exactly. Right. The next one's improper home improvement. So a lot of people go ahead and finish basements without permits and put up decks without checking what their neighborhood association requires. I've had a house that they put up a deck with all the wrong type of wood, and it had to be taken back down.
Oh, yes. Man.
So you can make big, expensive mistakes, and the buyers are factoring that in when they come in and see that you've done some improvements that don't have the proper permits.
Right. Oh, good. All right. What else?
Yep. Living on a floodplain. So even though your house itself may not be in the floodplain, if there's parts of your property that is, a creek, that type of thing, then sometimes that requires extra homeowners insurance. So that's a factor that you have to keep in. Bad curb appeal, no landscaping, overgrown landscaping, peeling paint. No, got to take care of it. And a big one is bad history, and there's not a whole lot you can do with this one, but things like murder, suicide, deaths in the home.
I can't believe anybody would buy a house knowing that there was a murder in the house.
Yeah, and that's not really anything that has to be disclosed in Missouri, but people talk.
Right.
Fires, there's things that...
Yeah, fires, I mean... You can clean up a fire so that it's fine or whatever else. Right. But a murder, that's just sort of bad karma for the house.
We had a situation where we had that happen. The lady cleaned up her fire, and she didn't disclose that she had one because she didn't have to. And the neighbor across the street was a realtor and didn't get her deal. So he kept telling everybody, "Oh, this is the house that almost burnt down," and it killed her.
It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, man.
Yeah. Semi-permanent bad taste is another bad one. So really bad tile all over the house. Tiling up your walls, picking rustic ceilings and walls. That it's a lot of money for a buyer to come in. That's the type of taste that is very hit and miss, so you don't want to do.
What did you call it?
Semi-permanent bad taste. Yes.
All right, a couple more.
Surprise developments. So check with your local planning and zoning before you buy the property that has the beautiful woods behind it.
Right.
That kind of happened to us in St. Charles with people that weren't really familiar with the Page extension.
Right.
And they would buy their big half-acre, 1-acre yards that had a bunch of common ground behind it, and then 7 years later, there's a highway running through your backyard.
Yeah, no, that's a big one. But ultimately, it goes to show you that it's not as simple as you say as, "Oh, that house is nice. I like that house." People like you and your team know these things. They're experts. They know what to look for and what not to look for.
And you got to be careful what you put online. People get mad at their neighbors and they go put something on rottenneighbor.com, and that's going to come back to haunt you in a couple of years when you go to sell your house.
What is wrong with people?
What's up with neighbors?
Right. Neighbors are a big factor.
I tell you what, that's one of the reasons why I moved out of the city. My neighbor was a slumlord. It was just terrible. Yeah. I was tired of it.
Yeah.
Kathy Helbig, where can we find you?
KathyHelbigGroup.com, and on Facebook, What the Helbig.
You are part of a larger group. You are a full-time realtor, 17 years. Talk about your group, because it's not just you, it's your whole team.
Right. We have a team of 8. There's 170 agents at my office. My personal team is a team of 8, so we have listing specialists, buyer specialists, and marketing and design specialists. So we are a one-stop shop. We've got anywhere from house cleaners to somebody that come in and design your paint colors, all of that stuff, and price your house to sell.
And no one on your team has semi-permanent bad taste.
Nobody has semi-permanent bad taste.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kathy Helbig, 314-276-SOLD. You can always find her online, KathyHelbigGroup.com, and on Facebook, What the Helbig. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
741, big